welcome to a centering meditation where we will invite an inner silence and an inner listening and receptive state to ourselves and our soul. Feeling your physical body and perhaps uncrossing your legs. And if you're sitting in a chair, placing your feet on the floor. Maybe scrunching your toes together, pressing different parts of your feet down and just having an awareness and then a stillness in your feet and ankles. Feeling also your body weight coming down through your hips into your sits bones and creating a stable foundation. That tripod of feet and seat, just so we can feel a little bit more like a mountain as we travel through our day and our month with any type of weather swirling around us. Sometimes it can feel like there's inclement weather, winds and sleet, tornadoes, and sometimes we have a nice, calm, sunny day. It's really important to practice and to ground in our body, in our feet, in gravity, and feeling that connection from our physical self all the way down to the center of this earth. We are connected and we can feel that. So give yourself permission to arrive. And if you choose to listen to this meditation more than once, see to what degree you can surrender to this moment and letting go of anything nagging at you, tugging at you, perhaps anything you're concerned about or need to plan or need to do. This is a pause and a moment for you to give yourself space. Let's first notice if we're breathing. So this is breathing room, a grounded foundation for breathing room. And if you haven't closed your eyes, I'll invite you to lower your gaze. Just referencing yourself, your breath, the weight of your body. Feeling that you are embodied, feeling your body as a whole. The first thing I'd like to offer you as a gift and as a present today is the presence of and the gift of safety. It is safe to slow down. It is safe to breathe and to pause and to let yourself, as you stay grounded, to expand. To let yourself breathe. So our breathing and our life is connected to all life. We don't have to think about breathing. We don't have to think about digestion. We don't have to think about how energy is created in our body. It just happens. Just through a grace of nature. And so today we're practicing slowing down and allowing space and room for each of us to unravel a little bit, to arrive somewhat more. Noticing if you can let yourself breathe. Not thinking about it, not efforting at it, just allowing your breath to come in, breathing in, breathing out. And we'll just do a few physical cues just to help us in our attitude as we take a pause. Notice if your eyes are straining, even if your eyes are closed, just relaxing any muscles in your eyes. Releasing any tension in your mouth or jaw. Sometimes we're about to say something and a little tension in our tongue, our lower face. And there's nothing to do right now. Just releasing eyes, jaw, mouth. I'll encourage each of us to arrange our hands, palms face up in our lap, just in a physical expression of receiving. So it is safe to slow down. It is safe to receive. And just imagining your forehead almost like butter melting in the sun. Just imagining a softening, the smoothing of your forehead as you allow your arms to be heavy in your lap. Noticing if you're holding your knees together in any way, and let your knees and legs relax. And sometimes when we begin to pause, we might notice feelings or perhaps sensations that we weren't aware of. Noticing how you feel. And it's okay to feel even or joyful or glad. And it's okay to feel sad. Allowing yourself to be where you are. Noticing any sensations. You might have words that you attach to the sensation, just actually feeling what your body feels like in a particular spot, seeing if your attention is drawn to an area as you continue to breathe and stay in your body in this moment. So this is a time when you are safe to feel, you are safe to be where you are. And whatever process you're in of growth, each of us are striving and working and evolving and trying to improve ourselves and trying to work through challenges. Just for a moment, letting yourself be exactly where you are in the process. Seeing if you can breathe and ground in this moment. Letting everything be there. The things that you would rather were not there. The things in you and the things around you. So let's take 3 deep breaths. So if you're comfortable taking a deep breath in and then just simply releasing it out of an open mouth. Just repeating that for a total of 3 times. And on your final exhalation, just not making any effort to breathe. Nothing to do. Just sensing your body, sensing where you are. And what we're doing this morning is just connecting with our own presence. the background and this holding chamber of our own awareness. And this is something that we can rest in throughout the day, throughout the month. There can be all kinds of weather in our field. Emotional turbulence, very challenging internal and external circumstances. But just resting in awareness and holding a grounded awareness, like the mountain of your seat and your feet connected, as you experience and note all kinds of weather. And as we connect to the earth, we're also connecting to the deeper parts of ourselves. The parts of ourselves that have answers and silence. So without having an agenda, I'm just going to encourage each of us to pause for a few moments in silence. If you happen to listen to this recording at a later time, you can also pause the recording and have as much space as you desire. The purpose of the instructions are to receive, to allow a deepening spaciousness, to feel a sense of connection with yourself and your soul. And today we're calling that our awareness. And also to invite each of us to feel safe to let go of all these things that we hold so tightly. The ideas of who we think we are, and our narrative about what is happening and what our problems are. Just to let go into a deeper experience of ourselves. A communion with the present moment and with nature and our own nature. Sitting in silence for a few moments, letting yourself breathe. So feelings are okay. And if you notice thoughts or charged thoughts, seeing if you can come back to your breathing, feeling the sensations of breath, the sensations of your feet on the floor, your seat, some of the weight of your body. You are attached to the center of this earth through gravity. Noticing if you're breathing. And As we begin to complete these few moments of silence, just want to remind us that we have choices about how we treat ourselves, how we see ourselves, and how we see and treat others and our circumstances. And dropping in a reminder and an inspiration for each of us to be kind to ourselves, and kind to the animals and the people and the things around us. Sometimes we might be experiencing some different things directed at us. Sometimes it can be very hard in our families, sometimes in the workplace, colleagues, bosses, employees, clients, and patients. We have real challenges seeing if we can remember to be kind. And can we be kind and also have boundaries, meaning I deserve to be treated well. I don't need to defend it. I don't need to prove it. I don't need to convince you. I just know it. I'm worthy of relaxation and space. And a lot of that has to do with how we treat ourselves and arrange our lives. Not so much the demand on others, although sometimes we really do need to be clear if we're being treated a certain way, what's okay and what's not. I deserve rest. I deserve peace. I am good. I am safe. And of course, as we stand in our own real self, sometimes everything else can come up to clear out. It's like that Rumi poem, clearing our house of all of its furniture, all that conditioning and all of those past patterns where perhaps we did not treat ourselves well, or perhaps we did accept less or learn to live with less. But as we feel who we are, it's okay as we may process through and let go of some of the opposite of that, some of the conditioning, the ideas and the behaviors, and they're all on their way up and out as we slowly and methodically and consistently remember who we are, remembering our wholeness, forgiving ourselves for how we treat ourselves, forgiving ourselves for how we treat others and those around us, and our environment and our planet. We'll only be aware to the extent we can practice acceptance and forgiveness of ourselves. Or else it's intolerable to be aware. So we'll begin to complete our meditation and just encourage each of us to remember kindness and remember forgiveness. And for each of us to be willing to be on the journey to remember who we are and to know each moment who we are. So beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Let's take some deep breaths, and I'm going to encourage each of you to move your body and perhaps to stretch in a way that would feel comfortable. I always raise my hands overhead after a meditation and I just yawn naturally. So gently coming back to yourself. And thanks for joining today.